Good afternoon, everybody. Just wanted to say thank you very much to the committee for the report, and I just have a few brief comments, Honourable Speaker. Yes, absolutely. We all know that our Constitution protects the rights of people living with disabilities, and we have ratified the UN Convention on the Rights of People with Disabilities. And we've heard today about the stakeholder involvement, stakeholder engagement, the consultations, and the many, many meetings that have happened, both with the public and private sectors. Having said that, though, I'd like to touch on very quickly on the question of access. And I'd like to start right here in Parliament, Honourable Speaker. The access for people using wheelchairs up the stairs at the front of Parliament is not available, and there's no notice there for people who might like to come to their house that access can be gained from going around the back past the front door to the Prime Minister's office. So that might be something we could think about. But something close to my heart as well is rural access. And maybe I'll start from where I'm from in Etansiri, where a lot of us are forced to get on carriers. Buses are difficult enough, carriers are even worse. And to go to the maritime zone, I think one of the problems is that the second-hand vessels that have been brought in by ship owners to be used as passenger vessels are just not disability friendly, and to make them so would mean a huge outlay for the shipping owners. So this is just something for perhaps AMSAF to think about. I then would just, if with your indulgent, please indulge me, Mr. Speaker. I just want to digress very, very briefly and just reply to Honourable Koya and Honourable Akbar. They might not remember that in the 2020-21 national budget, the Ministry of Housing budget was cut, and that resulted in Habitat for Humanity losing their $500,000 grant. And it meant at that time, Mr. Speaker, and it's still meaning that now, that means that people living with disabilities will continue to be prisoners in their own homes because of that lack of funding to NGOs like Habitat for Humanity, because the simple changes can't be made to their homes to allow them to have things like widened doors, leveling of floors so that wheelchairs can roll out. They also built purpose-built bathrooms so that this brought dignity to people who are living with disabilities, because they could take themselves to the bathroom, to the toilet. And providing this assistance to families that lived with disabilities also focused on the carers, which as we all know are mostly the women and young adults. Not able to live their lives normally, because inevitably the job of being a caregiver would fall on the shoulders of the women and also the older girls. So at that point in time, that NGO came across people living with disabilities that had not even been out of their home for months. But as I said, Mr. Speaker, I digress very briefly into the lives at home of people with disabilities. But coming back, what's missing? I've heard enforcement's missing, information is missing, resourcing, finances again, and I think very importantly, empathy is also missing. And I would like to invite all honourable members, if you haven't been to the Fiji National Council for Disabled Persons Complex at 3 Brown Street in Suva, please make an appointment and go and visit them. And at this juncture, I would like to say thank you very much to the members of the committee and those who made public submissions, and also especially to the people at at 3 Brown Street in Suva for all the work that they continue to do, and in fact, and also to all members of the disability community around Fiji. Vinaka, Mr. Speaker, for the opportunity.